Each day was a whirlwind, yet it was a cycle I had come to embrace, a rhythm that propelled me forward. The consistent cadence of research, training, and the fleeting moments of introspection shaped my existence. As I stood in my lab, surrounded by beakers filled with colorful liquids and instruments that ticked and whirred, a creative energy coursed through me. My work was evolving, not just in complexity but in depth. With every experiment, I was not crafting mere projects. I was unraveling the mysteries of the world, imbibing knowledge like a sponge. I took notes diligently, piecing together information that most would overlook. But deep down, amid my incessant busyness, I sensed a quiet hum of discontent. I was achieving and learning, yet my heart remained restless. Each accomplishment was quickly overshadowed by my hunger for the next. My days felt rich, but they were also hollow, sustained by neglecting crucial elements of my well-being: mindfulness, connection, and even joy. Then one evening, as twilight gently cloaked the world, I found myself gazing out of my lab window. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. It was a moment that stirred a longing to bask in something more than my routine. I remembered an old story my grandfather used to tell, about a traveler who walked a long and arduous path, searching for a treasure said to grant infinite wisdom. Only after years of tireless pursuit did he discover that the treasure had been within him all along. In the coming days, I decided it was time to walk my own path, to seek clarity amid the chaos I'd built around my life. I would step outside my comfort zone and relinquish the obsession with productivity that consumed me. I began reflecting on the small things I had overlooked: the laughter of friends, the embrace of family, the joy found in simple moments like sipping tea or engaging in spirited discussions. This journey could very well lead me to the treasure I had been missing: peace. I started prioritizing my evenings for exploration. One chilly night, I met with some friends at a local cafe. The warmth of camaraderie wrapped around us like a blanket as we shared stories and dreams, laughing until our sides hurt. In those moments, I felt my spirit rekindle. I listened to ambitions and aspirations, and their excitement reinvigorated my own passions. I began to comprehend that while my pursuits brought knowledge, it was these connections that brought fulfillment. Each week, I committed to broadening my horizons. I enrolled in a pottery class, a suggestion from a friend who said I would learn to mold clay as I shaped my life. With every twist and turn of the wheel, I discovered a strange but beautiful connection between creation and mindfulness. I felt the cool, damp clay beneath my fingers, guiding it in ways I never thought possible. The act forced me to be present, breathing life into my artistic expressions, which gave me a liberating sense of joy. It was a reminder of why I sought knowledge in the first place, a tool for creation, not merely an accolade to boast about. Over time, I began to notice subtle changes within me. My mornings no longer revolved solely around the frantic pursuit of innovation. They started with a cup of tea and a few moments of reflection, letting my mind gather thoughts like leaves falling in autumn. The rhythmic sound of nature enveloped me, reminding me that the world around us is a source of profound wisdom if we only pause to listen. One sunny afternoon, I took my research outdoors, setting up my lab on the terrace. I enjoyed the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant laughter of children playing in a nearby park. There, with my papers sprawled around, I began to connect concepts that had eluded me in the confines of the laboratory. It was as if inspiration flowed from the wind itself. Ideas blossomed, and the stress that once accompanied my work was slowly replaced with an eagerness to explore rather than merely execute. Yet, the real turning point came unexpectedly. During one of my pottery classes, while shaping a particularly stubborn piece of clay, I was met with frustration. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't make it conform to my vision. A surge of anger threatened to overwhelm me, but remembering my grandfather's story, I paused. Instead of losing my temper, I took a deep breath and simply began to play. I changed my approach and began molding the clay organically. It formed into something entirely new, different from my initial plan, but far more beautiful and intricate. In that moment of surrender, the lesson became clear to me. Life is not always about control or perfection. It's about our willingness to adapt and embrace new directions. It reflected what I was learning in my research and my journey towards self-discovery. I gathered my thoughts and emotions, realizing the most profound moments of breakthrough often arise from unexpected paths. With this newfound perspective, I returned to my projects with vigor, but also with a sense of enlightenment. I spoke with my peers more openly, sharing not just my findings but discussions about process, understanding, and failure. My lab became a space of collaboration, where ideas intersected and concepts flourished through shared dialogue. I was no longer in a race to outpace my reflections. I was savoring them. Months flew by, and my routine transformed into a symphony of structure and spontaneity. I found joy in every layer of my life, from the intense focus on research to the dreamy pottery sessions that revealed the clay's true essence under my hands. Meanwhile, my friendships deepened, and I discovered support systems that fortified my evolving self. Even when challenges arose, I faced them with an open heart and an adaptable mind, knowing that each obstacle was merely a stepping stone toward enlightenment. I became a firm believer in my own capability to navigate complexities, reminding myself that every struggle held the seeds of wisdom. I truly began to thrive. And then, one fateful evening, I stood at the balcony overlooking the city, illuminated by thousands of twinkling lights. I realized I had embarked on my journey of self-improvement, of learning not just to chase knowledge but to revel in the slow and steady appreciation of life. I recognized my grandfather's lessons nested comfortably in my heart. The treasure I sought was indeed within, waiting patiently to be discovered. Now, as I look back at what once felt like chaos, I see an array of vibrant experiences woven together, a tapestry of growth, connections, and a pursuit that transcends mere ambition. In the grand scheme of things, my journey was always about connection, to self, to others, and to the art of living. In conclusion, may this story remind you that wisdom and fulfillment are not simply products of relentless effort, but rather the gifts we encounter along a journey that embraces both struggle and serendipity. Life is rich with opportunity, and each moment holds value, urging us to grow, adapt, and above all, to savor every fleeting heartbeat of existence. You are not a mere cog in the wheel of life. You are the artist of your own masterpiece. So, cherish the beauty of each day, pursue your dreams, and remember, the treasure lies within you, waiting to be unveiled, nurtured, and celebrated.